Hi, today we will be talking about the Blount and Person Street Phase 2 project. We are currently wrapping up the construction of Phase 1 and starting the design for Phase 2. Let's look at some of the changes that happened with Phase 1. There was a road diet on Wake Forest Road from Person Street to Brookside Drive, and we converted Blount and Person Streets to 2 motor vehicle lanes from Wake Forest Road to Hope Street. We also added bike lanes, some of them buffered along the entire corridor, resurfaced the roadway from Edenton Street to Old Lewisburg Road, and upgraded curb ramps in the areas where the streets were resurfaced. So let's look at what we're going to talk about today. We will look at the location of the project, the Blount and Person Street corridor study, explore the changes that have taken place since 2013 when the corridor plan was adopted by City Council. Those changes include the Wake County Transit Downtown Transportation Plan and the Bus Rapid Transit, known as BRT, NCDOT's role in the corridor, and talk about what's next. What would we like to hear from you, the people of Raleigh? The project is located along the Blount and Person Street between Hammond Road and Delway Street. We are looking at converting sections of Lane and Jones Streets to two-way operation as well, and we plan to install a roundabout and sidewalk improvements at the intersection of Wake Forest Road with Brookside Drive and Automotive Way. So let's talk about the Blount and Person Street corridor study. It was adopted in 2013, before the Downtown Transportation Plan or the Wake County Transit Plan were in consideration, and before the BRT project was conceived. The study was a community vision with 3 basic design goals: a one-way road diet, a two-way restoration of both streets, and a streetscape plan. The study focused on developing these alternatives in order to understand traffic implications and urban design opportunities. The strategy that emerged was to view these alternatives not as mutually exclusive, but rather as steps in a longer-term process to reshape the corridor to fit the community's vision. The study called for the project to be broken down into 3 phases. Phase 1, a road diet. This is the phase we are currently wrapping up in construction. Phase 2, a streetscape, and Phase 3, a two-way conversion. Over time, it was decided to swap Phase 2 and 3. However, with the development of the Downtown Transportation Plan, Wake County Transportation Plan, and BRT, we are assessing how to integrate key aspects of all plans in keeping with the intent of the corridor plan. So let's look into the transportation plans I've referenced. Number 1, the Downtown Transportation Plan has objectives related to all types of travel and talks about assigning streets a modal priority on how to balance trade-offs within the downtown setting. It also discusses how high-quality BRT and bicycle facilities can impact other desirable street features like on-street parking and loading zones. The Wake County Transit Plan includes increased transit funding that will develop frequent transit routes with the goal of a 15-minute interval service 18 hours a day. BRT service will use exclusive lanes, prepaid boarding stations with platforms, signal priority, and quick travel times to downtown. The New Bern BRT project is in the design stage and will use a portion of Blount Street to access the Go Raleigh station. One factor we will need to keep in mind during this project is that both Blount and Person Streets are NCDOT owned and maintained roadways, and planned changes to the Blount and Person Street corridors will require NCDOT support and approval. So what does all this mean? Due to the development of these plans, city staff and our consultants are assessing how to integrate key aspects of all plans in keeping with the intent of the corridor plan. Our goal is to turn Blount Street and Person Street corridor into a complete street, balancing the range of mobility needs by providing a place for all types of transportation. We want to hear from you, the people of Raleigh. Please take a few minutes and let us know how you currently use the corridor and what features you want to see as part of this project. Here's a URL, and a QR code is here as well. There's also a link below this presentation on our webpage. What's next? We're collecting surveys through June 16th. We will then review the surveys and comments and report those results on our website. The results will be posted 2 weeks after the survey ends. Our team will also start the early design phase of the project. We plan to present the early design this fall. Thank you, and we look forward to working together to make Blount and Person Street corridor attractive, safe, and comfortable for all modes of transportation.